With Illia Topuria's blockbuster showdown against Justin Gaethje at the White House just around the corner, El Matador has been opening up about exactly how he keeps his mind razor sharp, never letting his focus slip even for a fraction of a second. He's been warning fighters about a trap that catches far too many of them, getting caught up in what's coming next instead of staying locked into the present moment. For Topuria, the real battle only truly begins the moment you set foot inside the octagon, whether that's 15 minutes or 25 minutes on the clock. Everything outside of those rounds, treat it like any other ordinary day. According to Illia, letting your mind race toward the future drains you mentally before you've even thrown a single punch. Stay present, stay grounded. That's the Topuria philosophy. Shifting to other lightweight news, Paddy Pimblett is still carrying that loss to Justin like an open wound. The Liverpool fan favorite isn't hiding it either. He's openly calling for a rematch, and didn't hold back in labeling Gaethje a dirty fighter, specifically pointing to repeated eye pokes during their bout. In fact, Paddy says he walked away learning more from that single defeat than from the majority of his UFC victories combined. The hunger for revenge is very much alive. That said, a fight with Illia is looking increasingly out of reach. Paddy's momentum took a serious knock after the loss, and Illia is widely expected to move up to welterweight if he gets past Gaethje. A grudge match at 155 between those two? Looking unlikely.
What's happening with you at the moment?
I'm going to be fighting in like 12 weeks or something like that, I think. I'm going to be back. Someone's getting muftied, lad. I'm coming back for revenge after, I lost my last fight. It's one of them. Everyone loses, and that's how you learn. That's how you get better. I've probably learned more from losing that fight than winning 7 other UFC fights. But I'll be back better and stronger, and everyone's going to see. I've always said it's in my destiny that I'm going to be the world champion, and I will. It's one of them, lads. At some point in your career you need a loss to realise stuff, and I think that was that point in my career.
You'll get there, 100%.
Oh, I know I will, lad. I know I will.
It's
happening, lad. No one needs to tell me. I know I am, and hopefully I get the rematch with Gaethje. I've got nothing but respect for him, but he's a dirty bastard poking me in the eyes, so hopefully I get that rematch.
Khamzat Chimaev is generating headlines yet again, this time after officially putting pen to paper with Real American Freestyle Wrestling. The moment the signing dropped, Chimaev hit up X and launched a bold open challenge to any Olympic-level wrestlers out there. He claims finding quality sparring partners has been a real struggle, and to back it up, he's put a staggering $200,000 on the table for any Olympian willing to survive a session with him. Here's the interesting twist though, just one day before this signing came to light, when Chimaev was asked about Arman Tsarukyan competing in RAF, he flat out dismissed the promotion as low-level wrestling that didn't interest him. Less than 24 hours later, he signed with them himself. With his middleweight title defense against Sean Strickland looming at UFC 328, likely his final fight at 185 before making the jump to light heavyweight, Chimaev is clearly keeping his wrestling edge sharp. A potential future clash in RAF with Colby Covington, someone he already has heated history with from his welterweight run, could also be on the cards down the line. Mighty Mouse himself, Demetrious Johnson, has weighed in on the upcoming middleweight title clash, and he's not sitting on the fence. DJ is calling this one a complete and total domination by Chimaev, predicting a finish somewhere around the 4th round.
And my predictions for this fight against Khamzat Chimaev taking on Sean Strickland is I think it's going to be absolute domination. Khamzat's got a great team around him. He's doing the drilling, he's doing the sparring, he's not skipping anything. He's making sure he's going to leave no stone unturned. So for me, I have Khamzat Chimaev. I think he probably finishes him in the 4th round.
The one thing that makes Khamzat so well is that he's been training for a long time, not just in boxing, but also like jiu-jitsu, the wrestling. I think he said he did a little judo, I'm not sure, but he's been with the same coach for a very long time. Yeah. And he's well-rounded. The one thing that I love about when I'm watching Khamzat, from the outside we don't know who is the orchestra behind all this stuff. We see that his coaches are here. They're gonna monitor him, see how he's doing, see what they want him to work on, and then go that route. So I'm excited to see what he works on.
Arman Tsarukyan continues to be a headline magnet, and not always for the right reasons. Following that wild moment where he sent Uriah Faber flying off the mat and straight into the crowd during their RAF match, the fallout continued backstage with a heated confrontation between the two. In a recent vlog appearance with Russian YouTuber Adam Zuberov, the Armenian standout revealed that Faber came looking for him after the match, calling him a spoiled rich kid. Arman naturally didn't take that lying down and fired right back at the legend. On top of that, Tsarukyan also responded to Sean Strickland's latest menacing video, the one where Strickland stood in front of a gun collection and made it clear he's ready for any off-octagon nonsense from Chimaev's camp. Arman's take? Pure promotional noise. He says Strickland is just hyping the fight and that it actually plays into Team Chimaev's hands more than anything. With the Chimaev-Strickland title bout just 3 weeks away, this entire build-up has turned genuinely toxic. Fans and analysts are now openly speculating that all this chaos is precisely why the UFC chose to keep the fight off the high-profile White House card. The bad blood is very real, and things are only getting hotter.
Everything went exactly how I planned. I feel great, nothing hurts, and that's the most important thing. Nobody got injured either, which mattered a lot, especially since we both flew out of the mat. When I was flying through the air, I remember thinking that the height was freaking insane. It was crazy.
Tell me more about the kind of interaction you guys had backstage after that moment.
Afterward, backstage, he approached me all angry and frustrated, calling me a spoiled rich kid. He was very upset because of the embarrassment I gave him. What can you do? I'm on a different level. Right now, I'm not focusing too much on RAF because I'm heading to help Khamzat. He has a huge fight coming up. I'm confident he'll defend it and then eventually win the second and the third belt. As for Sean Strickland, I saw what he posted with the guns. It's just trash talk. Honestly, it was funny. Nobody really needs that kind of stuff. Everything should be settled in the octagon itself. That's where you prove who's better. If anyone really wanted to settle things outside, it would have already happened. This is sport. There's a task at hand. He's just promoting the fight, and it actually works in our favor. Even when he goes too far, it builds attention, and that's part of why he's fighting for the title. I'll also be the backup for the event where Illia Topuria is fighting. I'll stay ready, on diet starting in May, so if someone pulls out, I can step in on short notice. Ideally, I'd want Justin to pull out, step in against Topuria and take the belt.
Merab Dvalishvili has firmly slammed the door on any possibility of a wrestling exhibition against Umar Nurmagomedov. The former bantamweight champion made his position crystal clear. Wrestling for him is purely for fun, and there's zero chance he's doing anything fun with someone he genuinely despises. The machine held nothing back, stating flat out that he refuses to engage in any kind of leisure activity with Umar due to past disrespect from the Dagestani. He also acknowledged that even if his personal feelings were different, the UFC would most likely block the matchup anyway. The promotion typically doesn't allow active fighters to compete against each other in outside organizations, although Arman Tsarukyan and Shara Bullet did just grapple a few weeks ago, proving exceptions can and do happen. For now, Merab is fully dialed in and preparing for what looks set to be a summer trilogy fight against champion. After 2 wars between them, a third chapter would easily rank among the most significant bantamweight bouts in UFC history.
No, that doesn't make sense because an interesting fight like against. Also, UFC has a rules how they told me. UFC fighter against UFC fighter. Okay. They can. That's what Danny Ruby said, my manager. So and then I don't think UFC will let us fight. But anyway, I don't like this guy because he disrespected me, and I don't wanna wrestling match for him. Like, my job is the fight. Whoever UFC give me, I will fight. If UFC give me him, I will fight. But wrestling is just for fun. For fun, I will never do fun matchup against this guy, because it's not fun for me. It's really, he disrespected me.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.